Hello, back to my Frozen review. This is going to be half non-spoiler and spoiler review, as I figured you guys would just want my full opinions right out, right? So I just went and saw this. I'm seeing it again on Tuesday and then maybe again on Saturday. That's how much I love this movie. Frozen, for all entrants here, Frozen is about Elsa and Anna. Frozen 2 is Elsa going to an unknown world to solve the problems of their past. And that's basically the non-spoiler version of it. The songs are very good. The performances are spectacular, especially Idina Menzel, and I would say Jonathan Groff has an amazing performance in this movie. So does everybody else, the supporting cast. Evan Rachel Woods. I can't think of her name, which is why I'm not saying it. Anna. Who plays Anna? Come on, Jacob. I just was about to buy a movie of hers. I cannot think of her name. Kristen Bell is always amazing, and she's always one of my favorites, and she does a particularly amazing job here in Frozen 2. Overall, I give this a 5 out of 5 stars, and it definitely is probably an A-plus movie. In my book, I would go as far as to say it's a masterpiece under animation. Now, it's very interesting. I've seen a lot of movies this year that are particularly amazing. Movies that I just can't seem to comprehend of how beautiful they truly are. And this is by far one of my favorites I've seen of the whole year. To the point where I'm buying merch. This is Frozen 2 merch. Just to give you a heads up, that's who that is. That's Anna. You know, Frozen 2 says it down there. Yep, okay. Full on Frozen 2 merch. Wearing. I wore it to the screening of the movie we went and saw today. And so yeah, so that's my non-spoiler review. I highly recommend you go see it. Don't continue on to the spoiler section because, to be honest with you, the spoiler section will contain major spoilers that I think will harm your experience of seeing this movie. So moving into spoilers, I'm assuming you've already seen the movie and did a really bad job explaining what this is about, but they go into the unknown basically. The song itself, Into the Unknown, is a powerful ballad. I personally like the final song that Elsa sings. It's my favorite. And Elsa's two final ballads are beautifully done. Show Yourself and The Next Right Move or The Next Right Thing are such beautiful masterpieces of songs, and I cannot wait to see them again in theaters. I've listened to them a few times on the way home, and I still love them to death, and we'll get into why I love Elsa's in particular. But Anna has a very strong performance here, and Anna has so much more to do than the first movie. I thought she was very... I mean, it's basically the same role as the first one, but now she's much more improved. Now, we're going to start with Kristoff, because Kristoff's role is quite small. Some very good pointers, by the way, starring King Brown and Evan Rachel Woods, who are the biggest new cast members in this movie, do an amazing job. Evan Rachel Woods plays an excellent mother for a mother that I didn't know that we were getting, and her, oh my gosh, her song, Her Lullaby, is so gorgeous, and the fact that she's a voice, you know, making Elsa feel so pure, it's just amazing, and we'll get there. Now, Sarah Winky Brown plays the general on the opposite side of on Arundel's side, not on the Norwegian people side. I'm not really sure what they are. I can't really remember. But on their side, you know, and he does a very good job. His line readings are very funny, and he has a few good gags with Olaf, which we'll get to. So Kristoff, his whole plan in this movie is to propose to Anna. Anna is the love of his life, and he wants to propose. He tries 4 times throughout the movie before his exponential ballad in Into the Woods, or Lost in the Woods, that's what it's called. It is gorgeous. Oh my gosh, oh my god, it was amazing. And it was so unique. And I mean, truly will go down in history as being a very unique power ballad for a male. It is set against the rock 80s, and it's just, it's like a rock 80s music video on screen, and you're watching it, and you're shocked that it's happening in front of you, because, like, what is going on right now? But it's so gorgeous, and it's so amazing, and it's just everything. The way Sven talks, the way, you know, he can hear reindeer, and they do make some nods to him being a part of this tribe because his parents lost him. He was abandoned when he was a baby. Sven is a reindeer. Reindeers are particularly known for this type of this tribe, this enchanted forest. So you can inquire that he's part of this, but they don't outright say this is where he's from. So I find that interesting that Disney didn't want to come out right and say it, but either way. Now, moving on to Olaf. Olaf has a somewhat bigger role than Sven. I mean, Sven doesn't get a character thing here. But moving on to Olaf. Olaf is played by Josh Gad, and his line readings here are particularly astounding. He has several moments that are it's just really funny and just point blank. He has this long running gag of growing up and, you know, losing people and seeing the world kind of just decay around him. and it's an excellent, like, just discovery thing, but it's really well done, and it's really pretty, and they did a really good job with it. Continuing though, his little monologue that he gives about the first movie where he's reenacting, he's like, you know, the parents believed in them, the parents died, and then, like, Sarah K. Brown has a very specific, like, oh my gosh, kind of thing, like we did, like, when we saw the movie. Now, not exactly, but, when you're trying to talk about Frozen, that's kind of how people react, I would assume. Now, that was really good, but then we get to the first section where I cried. Now, this is not true, but we'll get to Anna. There's a section with Anna and Elsa in particular with their family, with their parents, but we'll get there a little later. The second section I cried was Olaf's death. Olaf died because Elsa dies, and we'll get there as well. But when Olaf dies, it did bring literal tears to my eyes. I knew this going in, though. I heard a rumor a few months back that there was a plan for him to perish. I think it was after the second trailer came out. I think it was maybe a month or so back. And so I was already on the assumption that this was going to be his final way. Now he does come back to life. He gets brought back to life because so does Elsa. But it's very powerful, and the way he sacrifices himself without sacrificing himself because he can't. He's made of magic. It's beautiful and it's great. And then the line, "Do you want to build a snowman?" is a great line to bring him back to life, and they do it so well. And I particularly, truly enjoyed it. So moving on to Anna. Anna has a very interesting character arc right here. Like I said in the beginning of this review, with my non-spoiler review, a section of it, Anna is an interesting character because of her love and passion for her sister. Now, I will not lie, because obviously fan art and things make the thing. And there's a lot of people who ship Anna and Elsa. It's weird, it's gross, I don't support. But there's a lot of you out there who truly do, which is really weird to me. There's a lot of interesting things you can find on the internet about it. And so there's several moments in this movie that are overtly, like, spectating, like throwing it out there into the world, where a lot of you guys are going to freak out about. And her whole relationship, I just really liked it, personally. Getting off of, like, the incest train here. Sorry, is the fact that she's so loving. It's about sisters. It truly is a movie about sisters. And it's not so much about sisters, because I related to, like, a level, because I have a sister. I'm a man, so, like, it's just about siblings in general and family, and what they would do to go on no wings. There's many lines in here, one particularly from the trailer, "Don't run into fire." Elsa's like, "Why did you don't follow me into fire?" And it's like, then don't run into fire. It plays beautifully in the movie, and it's a great moment for them. And it just, once again, shows how amazing. Now, if we continue on, this whole movie is about trying to figure out the truth. This Forbidden Forest is basically setting up, for the big reveal that their grandfather, Elsa and Anna's grandfather, murdered the tribe leader. Which is interesting. I'm curious to see how people do vibe with it. I was perfectly okay with it, but I can understand where people maybe have some problems, because there is problems in the lore of Frozen based off character designs. I do wonder if this was something they thought of afterwards and then they had to play with it. Yeah, I don't understand why they wouldn't just work around what they already, I don't know. It's confusing also the way I'm explaining it, because I don't want to get into too much detail about it, because it's not just something I want to enjoy in the movie. That's just a little nitpicky thing. It's fine. Moving on, and she finds out that, and right before Olaf dies, and you find out Olaf dies, and she realizes she has to take down the dam. She has an amazing song, like I said. The Next Right Move is a powerful, powerful song that really spoke to my heart, and that's coming off of the amazing ballad that we're going to get to in a minute, from Evan Rachel Wood and Idina Menzel. But Kristen Bell here is particularly spectacular. And it's just, it's a beauty to behold. And then her having to run and, getting the rock monsters, and the fact that she was so scared of them. And then after she has lost everybody and she doesn't see a way out and she just wants to make it good, she says, "Screw fear, we're going to attack this," which is just a beautiful thing. And it's not so much shown, it's more shown than told. But it was a particular moment that really stuck out to me, and I was very happy and proud about it. It was such a good moment for the character of Anna. And then Anna going on the bridge and actually having to be like, "Shoot them at me." Her almost dying, and it really did feel like peril. Then her becoming clean at the very end of the movie. All these different things are very well, and they do end up getting engaged, which is really cool. And so I'm assuming the next short, which I don't know when that will come out, the next short for this will probably be their wedding, such as Tangled Had to Tangled Ever After. So, moving on to Elsa, Idina Menzel here is by far one of my favorite Disney princesses of all time now. I never got behind the Elsa train. I did in a way because I'm a part of the LGBT community, and she does have strong lesbian vibes. So she's a very big symbolism for our community. There's a lot of nods here, especially towards that final act, which we'll get to. But the beginning of the movie with Into the Unknown is a powerful, very, very powerful ballad that truly does set the movie forward, and I just love listening to it over and over again. And I guess looking at from a gay person, from someone who had to come out of the closet and really explore their sexuality, Into the Unknown is such a very, like, just like Let It Go was. It was such a coming out song of, even though this is about magic and mystery, because that's what, it's Disney, but it has so many undertones, which I very, very strongly love. Now, that's not as many undertones as the third act, so they end up finding the ship that their parents are on, and they figure out that there's a fifth element. This girl, who might be her girlfriend, they don't really say it, they kind of set it up, tells her that there's a fifth element, and that they have to go here. They find a map, and Elsa determines that's going to be too dangerous for Anna, and they go on their separate ways. Now, the moment of where their parents turn into ice sculptures and you see the wave getting ready to kill them brought me to tears. It was a beautifully haunting moment. The way memories are stuck in water, maybe not true to real life, very true to the mystical world in the floor, of Frozen. I truly could not get over how beautiful it was, and I truly am mesmerized by the whole experience. So she goes and she tackles a horse, and the horse is amazing. It's a water horse, which is just so cool. And the whole taming scene, I can't wait to watch it without my little sister. And no respect, I enjoy having someone who's very heartfelt, and she's very talkative during a movie when she's really intense and things, and she could not be quiet, and which is fine. But then the song, my favorite song of the whole movie, which is her song, Show You, Be Shown, something like that, starts with an S, is my favorite song of the movie. Sorry, I'm not really familiar with the song titles. Is a ballad that truly spoke to me. Like, I mean, there's a lot of different signs here towards the LGBT community. Her dress, her hair, there's a lot of moments in here that are very, very much signatures. And the rainbow effects, and then the song itself, which is being true to your own self and really, truly being true. Like, I mean, Let It Go is processing. Then you have Into the Unknown, which is kind of basically, hey, I did this thing. And now it's like, I am me. I am truly me, and it was a spectacular, like, my heart was racing, I had so many different cold chills. It was a beautiful, strongly beautiful moment. Now, moving away from Elsa, because that's, she also has a great, hold on. So, they break down the dam, and the dam is holding up all this water. Elsa runs across the water like God, which is beautiful, and I'm so here for it. And she uses her magical powers, and she stops it, and this crowd, like, there's many moments where it's just breathtaking to look at, where you're just in awe. You're like, what am I looking at? And that was one of those moments where then it just disappeared into beautifulness. Such a good moment. Now, their parents, who I briefly mentioned, her dad is Arendelle original, and he falls in love with someone who is from the tribe. Their mother, Evan Rachel Woods. I don't know who plays their dad. I'm not really sure. But Evan Rachel Woods has a beautiful singing voice, and there's several lullabies that are played throughout her, which are just hauntingly beautiful. And she's also the voice calling Elsa to face her destiny, which is just, if you look at it from either side, the magical side in the realm of Disney, beautiful. I'm going to be myself and be true to who I am, which is more than likely gay. Also beautiful. I didn't know I needed that song in my life, and now I'm just so happy I do have it. So I'm okay with either, and we can argue in the comments if that's what you so prefer. But with that being said, her mom saved her dad from dying, which combined these two families together, making a bridge, which is their daughters, which is such a cool analogy as well. And, Arendelle has Anna and gives her purpose, and then this tribe and this land, has Elsa and gives her purpose. It is such a very well-rounded movie. Every character is not flat. Every character has enough things to do where you're interested in the stakes. You even care about Olaf, and I just recently found how I cared about Olaf, so good for them. And This was a beautiful movie, and I couldn't highly recommend it enough. And, you know, if you have seen it, I recommend you go see it 3 more times like I am. In 1 week, maybe not. But I'm seeing it a lot. I'm seeing it, like I said, again on Tuesday, and I'm seeing it maybe possibly after work on Saturday. And I couldn't be more ecstatic about it. I might go see it when I get paid. I I love this movie. And, you know, on a side note, off of Frozen, my favorite Disney princess to date is Rapunzel or Tangled. It is a beautiful, beautiful story. And, you know, I could go on and on. I'm sure we're going to watch it together, to be honest with you, at some point. But I have to say, I think Frozen 2 might have just became my favorite Disney princess movie of all time. I want to see it a few more times before I make that grand announcement, because I've seen Tangled since it came out in like 2012, and so it's been a minute with me. So let's let Frozen 2 kind of lay there, but Elsa, I think, has definitely become my new favorite Disney princess. But guys, that is my Frozen 2 non-spoiler and spoiler review. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give me a big fat thumbs up. Don't forget to comment down below. I'll see you all next time for another beautiful video. Remember, we do have a podcast. It's going to be linked down below. Me and my brother do it. And it's just where we talk about weekend movie news. It was off for a week because of personal stuff going on. Now we're back. And it should go up on the same day this is going up. This year going up the day I see this or the next day. Alright, I'll talk to you guys soon. Thank you for watching.